In this video, we're going to go over the last part of acid nomenclature, which is to name what are called ternary acids. So a ternary acid, you'll be able to tell from a hydrogen plus a polyatomic ion. So it's really just any sort of acid that's going to have more than one nonmetal in it. So your polyatomic ions you can see on the back of your periodic table. So I've included a picture here. So you don't have to have them memorized what their names and their charges and all of that are. Don't forget that they're on the back, so you can always use that to reference. So when we write names for ternary acids, you're going to write the name of the polyatomic ion, and then you're going to change the ending. You're going to change the ending to either ic or us, and it depends on what the original ending of the polyatomic ion was. So if the original ending was 8, it's going to change to ic. And if the original ending was ite, it's going to change to us or OUS. So for example, like nitrate would change to nitric, nitrite would change to nitrous. So it just depends on what the original ending was. And then you're going to add the word acid to the end. When you write the formulas, you're going to go backwards. So you're going to start with your hydrogen and the formula for your polyatomic ion. And then since charges have to balance with any ionic compound, your charge from your polyatomic ion is going to become the subscript on your hydrogen. If the charge on the polyatomic ion is just a -1, you don't need to write a subscript. But if it's a -2 or -3, you need to include the 2 or the 3 as the subscript on the hydrogen. So let's go through a few examples. So our first example is HNO3. Now, when we write the names, remember we're really only concerned about the name of the polyatomic ion. So I'm going to go look for NO3 on the back of my periodic table. So NO3 is the ion nitrate. So remember 8 changes to ic and ite changes to us. So nitrate is going to change to nitric and then acid. So HNO3 will be nitric acid. Now, my second example is H2SO3. So again, I'm concerned about the polyatomic ion part, so SO3. So if I go find that on the back of my periodic table, that is the ion sulfite. So ite is going to change to us. So it's going to change to sulfus. It's kind of a weird one. And then acid. And then when we go the other direction, when we write the formulas from the names, we're going to go find the formula for the polyatomic ions. So acetic, so I'm going to go find acetate, and acetate has the formula of C2H3O2. It's on the back of my periodic table. It has a charge of -1, so I can just put the H right in front of it. And then my last one, sulfuric acid. So I'm going to go find sulfate because it ends in an ic. So I'm going to go find the, oops, I have a spelling mistake up here. I'll come back to that one. So sulfuric is going to be the sulfate ion. So it's SO4. And then I'm going to have my hydrogen in front. Now, since sulfate has a -2 charge, I need to include the 2 as a subscript with my hydrogen. So it's going to be H2SO4. Okay, I'm going to go fix my, I did not mean to erase all of it. I apologize for that. Go back, hit pause so that you can see that. The one I wanted to fix was the one up here, H2SO3. It should be sulfurous. Forgot a syllable in there. So sulfurous acid. So I'm just going to go ahead and write these in here really quick just so that you have them. So we had nitric acid, sulfurous acid, acetic acid, and then sulfuric acid. So there we go. Now we have all of our examples written. So that's how you name what are considered ternary acids.